Today's Monday, July 1st, and I hope y'all's day is going better than mine, because right now mine kind of not been going so far. Had a guy get so drunk last night that he didn't show up to work this morning, so he's gone, and kind of left me high and dry. And then so I had to get Allie over here to push feed this morning and work the feed lane, because a 13-year-old girl can do a better job than a grown-ass man. But anyway, the pump on this tractor's, or not on the tractor, but on the spray rig went out, so we're replacing that right now. And then yesterday I put PB Blaster all over the bolts and nuts on this bearing. And then late last night I tried to, I put the 1/2 inch impact, the Milwaukee on it, and they wouldn't even budge. And then actually this one down here was already rounded off. So this morning, while I had all that chaos going on, Wes came over here and cut the nuts and bolts off. And he's actually in Tyler right now getting a new bearing for that. He's getting hydraulic hoses for the grapple, and he's getting more poison so we can keep spraying for weeds. So while he's doing that, and so before Allie goes down to start working the feed lane for this afternoon, we're going to replace this pump, get that all situated. I just took it off, and then probably when Wes gets back, or maybe later this afternoon, we'll work on that bearing, put them hoses on. I need to go check pastures and look at the grass to make some decisions, and you can tell from here how green it is since it got fertilized and it got rained on and all that. Let's look over here. You see this Tipton 85 is going absolutely nuts right now. This is what we cut in that video where I was teaching Chance how to bill. Oh, and by the way, it wasn't Chance that got fired. It was another guy. Chance just actually had the day off today. He hadn't had a day off in a month, and the day I give him a day off, all this crap happens, and then it leaves me really short-handed. But anyway, this Tipton 85 is just freaking beautiful right now. It almost has like a blue tint to it. It's got to be really high-quality protein right now. And to give it another week, and we need to be cutting and belling this. So that's where we are. And we'll get started on this pump. Allie's only 12 years old. She corrected me. She turns 13 in a month from today. So, which kind of even proves my point even more. But gotta take the PTO sleeve off and put it on this one. That's what it's called. I don't even know what the hell it's called. Just gotta back these keepers off. Set screws, keepers, whatever. We're gonna have to end up knocking it off. Pull the tape off that. Yeah.
Seal and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those hoses don't have they don't have nothing on here.
Oh, so they take it out and put their tape on?
Not these. Oh, okay, you just gotta put tape on those.
Yeah.
These got a flare.
Oh.
But none of them, they're not tight.
Oh, okay.
I hope those are the right ones.
Look like it.
So why do you have to put tape on those? Why do you have to put tape on them?
So that it doesn't leak around the threads?
Oh.
You can't just put tape. This is thread tape. This is what this is for. It's always a pain in the butt. Alright, what we gotta do is put these set screws back in and go put it back on. Oh, we gotta put the bolt out. Can you come take this bolt out? Hey, do something. Sure, take that one out. Oh, no, you gotta go with 9/16.
Oh.
Do you even know what the chain's for?
No.
The chain is so you can tie it to the drawbar of the tractor, like so.
Yeah.
And then we turn PTO on, this doesn't spin. Because if you didn't have this and you turned it on, then it's just going to spin and wrap all the hoses up. So everything snaps off. Okay.
So what was wrong with this one?
Just all of a sudden quit working yesterday. Wore out, I guess.
It's pretty old.
Your mom's old.
Well, you married her, so.
Oh, yeah. Okay, bring channel locks, the sledgehammer, and the snap-on.
You know what? Let you wear snap on.
So I got the pump all done. It's all good to go. Got the chain on. That's what the chain does. It keeps it from turning when you turn the PTO on, so they don't twist up your hoses, snap everything off, because that kind of can happen when if that chain ever breaks. But I got a little extra. May just leave it there, or may come cut it off, or I don't know. I'll do something with it later. But right now we're gonna go put those hydraulic hoses on while I got all the other tools out. I don't really like the looks of that up there. It's getting kind of dark and gray up there. They're straight south of us. Alright, I got the hoses all hooked up and everything. I just don't know if I have them right. And then I also need to, or what I want to do is go get the skid steer, hook it up, and then use it and see how these hoses need to actually lay. So that's going to be depending on where they need to be. And then we'll make adjustments after we get it hooked up. Alright, was almost done with them hoses, putting the final touches on them. And, guys milking called and said needed to go to group 2. One guy didn't show back up after the little talk to this morning, which my philosophy on this morning was, if this job isn't important to you, then hit the road. So I guess he decided he didn't want to come back. And so we're out here getting group 2 up, and then we'll get back up there. Or I may go check fields first, then go back up there. But it did just start raining a while ago. So we're gonna get group 2 up to milk. Come on. Ah. Come on. So we're just out here checking fields now, and we're sitting on here on the lane. And here in 28, right behind you, Group 1's been grazing that one since, well, ever since we had to go to just grazing at night. and they were in it 4 days ago, and they would be back in it 4 days from today, and it's already about 8 inches tall, so that one's got to go. I can't graze it no more, can't keep up with it, so it's going to go to baleage. Same thing with 30. 30's been grazed a lot by group 3. It's gotten too far ahead, it'll have to go to baleage. 31 here hasn't been grazed at all. It was kind of in rough shape after the winter, so we just, I don't even know how many loads of manure was hauled to it. And hang on. Yeah, we hauled a lot of manure out here, and it's tipped in 85, and it's waist high, if not higher. I mean, protein level is not going to be that great on this, but it's going to make a lot of hay, so, which that's fine. We can make up with some protein from something else. But this whole field looks like this, except for the front part up by the gate. That's kind of wore out, but. So this one actually could be baled right now, but we'll just wait till we get some other fields lined up. So we got 28's gone to baleage, 30's gone to baleage. Jason's hauling manure to 29 and 35 at the same time right now, and then so they'll go to baleage. Group 3 just grazed 29 this morning for the last time. It's a weird looking bug. Anyway, and then now 34 is going to baleage too. So this whole block here is baleage now. And then 32, if you remember when I did that video, let's see, that had to be, I don't know. Oh. There's your mark. See the fence? It's right to my flashlight in my pocket. Touch the wire with the grass. Anyway, same thing with 32. It's could have grazed it probably 4 days ago, and I think the dry cows were in here a little over a week ago. So now it's gone to baleage. All right, well, this ain't gonna mean much to you guys, and I was, thinking I drove out there this morning to look at the dry cows, so I kind of know what the grass looks like that way. But just to kind of show you how I have to think, and I have to be on top of managing the grass, or like once, I mean, this doesn't look that bad. Well, see, this here is coastal and some of it's common, and that over there is tipped in 85. So you see the difference, how much tipped in 85 grows, because this was all the same length after we grazed it last time. But even if I came to this field again in a day or two, it'll already be another inch or two taller than this. And I can't, they'll take the tops off, and then you're just kind of wasting it. And so, trying to explain, all right, so trying to explain as best I can. In my head it's like, wham bam, but trying to communicate it, it's a little different. So we just grazed 26. Group 1 just finished it off. They had 3 breaks. That field right now, all the way across, is all even, and it's all just a couple inches tall right now. And then they grazed 23, would have been 9 days ago. So they're going into 23 tonight, and it right now is about 5 to 6 inches tall. It's a lot of crabgrass. It's pretty nice. It's one of the sacrifice fields that we ended up not sprigging. So they'll have that tonight, tomorrow night, and the next night. It's 3 days. And then by then they would move to 28. 28 is already past. It's just growing way too fast. So 28's gone is for baleage. This whole block is now baleage. So with that being said, then I would need to find, I would either have to hope that 26 can grow quick enough to be ready to go again in 4 days, which is really, really pushing it. 9 to 15 days is a normal rotation in the summer on Tifton 85. 15 days would be dry weather, not very good growing conditions. I can barely, 12 days right now is pushing it. 9 days is probably just about right. Anything less than 9 days is asking a little bit too much. So the fields that we just cut for baleage, now they have to come into play on the grazing. The fields that we've been grazing have to go out for baleage. So 28's gone. We're going to graze 26 and 23, which they were cut for baleage, and that's just group 1. 21 and 9 are for baleage. 27, 22, and 8 are cooling ponds. 24 is gone for baleage. So those 3 fields that I mentioned for baleage, 24, 21, and 9, were being grazed a couple weeks ago. They're done for. Actually, probably ready to cut and bale. 25B, we grazed 4 days ago with the dry cows. The 25A is a cooling pond for the dry cows. 40 is ready to be grazed. So group 3, they've been over here in the 29 and 35 and 34 and 30 range pastures. So now they're going to get 40. The dry cows have had 40, but I'm going to remove them from there and then let the group 3 have that. Oh man, the dry cows are in 14 right now. And if you remember, we cut and baled 13, 15, and 16. So now that 4 field block there, those are going to be for dry cows. I can graze the dry cows harder because I'm not feeding them and I'm not expecting them to do anything. They just eat, sleep, and crap, you know. That's about it. So, hang on, this arm's getting tired. So, we'll use 18 for their cooling pond and we'll give 25B or 25A a rest for now. So, that leaves me 17 group 2's grazing right now. And then 12, we just hauled a bunch of manure to 12. So I'll have to, I don't know, it's kind of iffy. I may let 12 go again because it was a little bit rough. It had a lot of that kind of ground holds a lot of moisture, and then so it's, the Tifton's lagging behind in there. We cut and baled it, and it probably made the least amount of bales it ever made in its life, since it's had Tifton 85 in there for 8-9 years now. But just because the ground was so wet. And then, so we hauled a bunch of manure to it, and it got fertilized, and it looks really good right now. So we might as well just let it grow and let it fill its bald spots back in. We've been grazing 11. I think it's going to go for baleage. 10 and 19, which I still need to put dirt in the hole where we had to fix that water pipe in 19. They're going to start getting grazed. So group 2, my bad, is going to get 10, 19, and 17. So that takes care of that whole entire block. That leaves 11 and 12 for baleage, 13, 14, 15, 16 for the dry cows, 17, 10, and 19 grazing, and then 18 will be a cooling pond. 20 is going to go to baleage, 21, 9, and 20 for baleage, or 24 I mean. So that's all taken care of. So then that leaves us 40 for the for group 3. 41 and 42 are very low, swampy ground, and I don't really know what to do there yet. That may be just just in case, throw the dry cows out there and let them have it. And then we can graze 49 and 48 with group 3. So that leaves them in that direction. And then the 4 new land fields, which are number 50. It's 50, 53, 54, and 55. Since those were just sprigged last year, and they're new land, they were covered in woods last year, or 2 years ago. We're going to leave them be, let them stay for baleage, and that's going to help them fill in the bald spots too. And then I can show you right here, right now. Oh, see 32's got a few bald spots, and you see the Tifton, it's throwing its runners out. See all these runners? And then you see, I can't pick that up. That's stuck in the ground. So that's rooted there and rooted there, and then it's starting to sprout its grass off of it. And then so this will just keep closing in. All these runners filling this place in. So if we come out here with cows and grazes, they're gonna bite this off and pull it up. And then they'll get probably half of it pulled up, and then it's gotta start over again. If we leave it be, and even run it over with equipment, we may pull up like 10% of it with the equipment. So it'll just keep filling in these bald spots. And in a couple weeks we won't have any bald spots. So, and nobody likes bald spots, right? So that's kind of how you gotta be and how you gotta think on grazing. It's a little more to it than you think. We can't just say, you know, hey, I got X amount of pastures and I got X amount of groups and just let them have it, and what they get is what they get. That's like poor management of your grass. That'll just ruin your value of your grass to nothing, you know, and your cows will might as well just go eat some sticks. So that is what the plan is, and that is what we're gonna go by for the next 2 weeks. In 2 weeks we'll have to rethink everything, see what we've cut for baleage, because by then we'll have all this cut for baleage, and what we're grazing right now will be starting to get too far ahead of the cows. Cows won't be able to keep up. Plus it's going to be hotter at night, less intake for the cow because she's going to be uncomfortable. And then so then we may have to move to these fields that we are move to the fields that we have for baleage right now, and let the fields that we're grazing now go to baleage. So yeah, if you don't stay on top of it, you'll fall behind, and you won't ever be caught up to it again. So you got to make decisions right then and there, and that is what we're gonna do. Yeah. Okay. It's getting pretty snug right there. Oh man. Okay, watch out. Wow, that thing really works really well. It's pretty easy to use. You can, you know, grab a couple and move them, and grab a couple limbs and move them and stack them up, and then grab more limbs. It only took me 2 scoops to move this whole entire pile. This pile right here, not all that, but yeah, just that pile.
I can't lift that hill.
Yeah, you can.
Here we go.
Give it to Poppy.
Go. So you stop.
So the chain's all tight and the bearing's back on. Wes did most of the work, and we just helped him finish it up. So fertilize truck's ready to go.
The work type, I'm not.
I'm the work type and you're not?
Yeah.
Okay. What type are you? Sit around and watch TV?
No, I'm not the work type.
I know, I was asking what type are you? Sit around and watch TV or what?
I'm the lazy type.
The lazy type?
Yeah. You're just the work type.
So you just like to sit naked on a beanbag and eat Cheetos? Watch TV?
I don't sit on a beanbag or eat Cheetos
Oh, so you just lay around naked then?
and watch TV.
And watch TV?
I lay around in my underwear, not naked.
Oh, okay. Oh man, I have something in my eye. Oh, jeez. I need you to drive. I need you to pull out and turn the wagon around and pull it up here and park it, okay? I have something in my eye.
Do I go rabbit fast?
What?
Do I go rabbit fast?
No, you just drive normal.
Okay, let's go. Okay.
You give it some throttle. That's the clutch. Over there, throttle. Not too much, just a little bit.
Like that.
No, more than that. There you go. You want to take it easy when you go over those humps on the curb. Okay, now you can go a little faster. More. Start turning and going out that way. See the little road? Oh, my eye hurts really bad.
You okay?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'll be alright. Probably as soon as you park, I'll be fine. Stay on that road. This road. This other road. Yeah, go in a circle. Turn around. Park it. Go a little faster. Hit the turtles and the rabbits while they're wore off. That's the rabbit. Click it. Click it or ticket. Click it again. And again. There we go. Now we're moving. Not too sharp. Not too sharp. The big tractors got big tires. It moves faster. Just pull straight ahead. Get back over this way.
I'm trying.
Well, turn faster. Get it over this way. Now stay up the road like you're gonna pull back in. Get a little wide. You got a trailer behind you. Okay, pull the throttle back. Push the brakes. Push. Ah, your butt's not big enough to hold the trigger down in the seat. Okay. Need you to shut it off. Pull up. Yeah, there you go. One more. And raises the steering wheel up. You just push down on that.
That's
Hand my phone.
what you can use it.
Yeah. Oh, my eye's all better now. See that? It's amazing. All right. It's getting close to being 8:30, and Allie ended up working the feed lane half of this morning.
And I
And
get
then-
to use the crowbar.
And you used a crowbar?
Yeah.
And then she worked the feed lane this afternoon, pushing feed and all that good stuff. Pushing cows out. So, how'd you like it? Okay. So not only did we have the one guy not show up this morning, who apparently finished off a case of beer by himself, and we had another guy not show up. Well, today was payday, so that explains one thing, but he didn't show up for the afternoon milking, and then for the 1 o'clock afternoon milking. And so ended up just milking with two guys, which took probably 45 minutes longer. And then we had to push cows for him, get the cows out of the pastures for him. And then Allie, jump out and close this gate. Let me stop first. All right, well, I don't know where I left off because my memory card messed up, but what I was saying is the one guy didn't show up for the afternoon milking at 1 o'clock, and then he was spotted in town eating. So I guess he's not coming back, which that's fine, because when I had that meeting this morning, I said if if this job isn't important to you and you're not going to do a good job, then you don't need to be here. And then so he didn't come back, and then sounds like tomorrow we're going to go back to 2 times milking. So we'll see what the difference is in milk production and all that. It'll be easier, and it'll be less people, less labor. So we'll see how that goes. And then we got the fertilize truck fixed, we got the sprayer fixed, we got the fork fixed for the skid steer, and did a few other things. But yeah, it's getting dark, and I mowed this piece like 4 days ago, and then I got to do the rest of it. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.